Hey, what's up you guys? It's Annie. Welcome back to my channel where I help you to grow your YouTube channel from the ground up. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys exactly how I beat the YouTube algorithm on my main channel in 2020 and how you guys can do the exact same thing in 2021. None of this be consistent and have really nice thumbnails and have a sparkling personality, but actual real tips to learn how to perfectly manipulate the YouTube algorithm to make it work in your favor, get you more views and more subscribers much faster. Also, be sure to follow me over on my Instagram. That is where I love to talk to you guys. I also repost all the stories you guys tag me in. We just have a really nice little community over there and would love to have you guys. So now without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get right on into it. So the first most important thing to do is to note what the algorithm actually does. So the algorithm is not a person. It's not somebody who sits there on YouTube all day deciding what videos do and don't get pushed out. The algorithm is basically a computer-based system that was set up by the engineers at YouTube that basically sorts videos across different sections on YouTube based on a long list of criteria given to them by the engineers. So essentially, the more that your videos and your channel comply with the rules of the algorithm, the better the chances of your videos getting pushed out and your channel blowing up. So then what you want to understand are the rules. What are these rules set in place by the engineers for the algorithm to use as a basis? And according to YouTube themselves, the two things the algorithm is set to focus on most is to find the right videos and content for each viewer to watch and get viewers to keep watching videos. Which is why when you're on the recommended page or looking in the suggested box beside videos, the videos you see there is different from the videos that somebody else is going to see because it has been tailored to you by the algorithm. Now, the second part of that statement is incredibly important. Where they say that the algorithm is told to keep viewers watching, this is the absolute #1 most important factor in manipulating the algorithm and getting it to work in your favor. When YouTube is quote-unquote sorting out videos on the recommended page or ranking them in search or putting them in the suggested section, it pushes out videos that are keeping people watching and keeping people on YouTube. So a video with 10,000 views or 100,000 views may actually get pushed out less than a video with, let's say, 500 or even 1,000 views if the video with 1,000 views, meaning less views in the bigger video, actually has more audience retention and engagement than the bigger video. Therefore, rather than focusing on how fast or how many views and subscribers and watch hours you're getting, what you want to absolutely focus on is how long you are keeping people watching your videos and how much engagement your videos are getting in the way of likes, dislikes, shares, and any and all engagement possible. So if you go into the video section of your analytics in YouTube Creator Studio, if you scroll down there, you will see two different numbers. The first number shows you how long on average the average viewer watched your video for. Then under that shows you in a percentage the average audience retention of your viewers. Now, there has never been any one specific percentage of what is a good or bad audience retention, but I can tell you for a fact that on my main channel, all the videos that have positively blown up on my channel pretty much always had a audience retention above 40 or 45%, whereas videos that kind of underperformed on my channel, got less views, less watch time, less engagement, usually had a audience retention of 15 to 20%, proving once again that more audience retention and more engagement does tell the algorithm to push out your video, whereas less engagement and less retention tells them drop the video and forget about it. So how do you get better audience retention on your videos to get pushed out by the algorithm? So firstly, you may want to use what I like to call the rinse and repeat method. So basically, you want to go onto your channel into your video section and set the filter to show you your most popular videos. Then look through all of your most popular videos and see if there are any recurring themes or video ideas that tend to do really well on your channel. If, for example, a whole bunch of your day in my life videos or morning routine videos tend to have the highest amount of views, that is usually a pretty good indicator that if you make that sort of content, that is what's going to get pushed out on your channel, because that is what people are watching most on your channel and engaging most with on your channel, which is telling the algorithm to push out those videos. So then the second thing you want to do is you want to read your audience retention reports. So again, if you go back into that overview section of your video analytics, in the same little little section where it shows you the audience retention, there is a see more option under the chart. So you want to click onto that, and what that then shows you is a graph of your entire video's length, and it's going to show you where your viewers' attention dropped and where it spiked. What you want to do is pay very, very close attention to what is going on in those drops and those spikes. You want to make notes and do more of what's happening in the spikes and do less of what's happening in the drops. Maybe you're rambling for too long, or there's like not much happening on your screen. Whatever it is, you want to figure out what is happening and what is not happening and act accordingly. And then the third very important thing that I took way too long to actually start doing is to watch your own videos. Believe me when I say, if you cannot sit through your own video, nobody else will. But for the longest time, I would just edit my entire video, export and upload it without ever watching my own video. So then what I started doing was, after I finished editing a video, I went back to the beginning and I would sit there and watch my video beginning to end. If at any point I found myself nodding off or getting bored or reaching for my phone, that tells me right away my video is not hooking my own interest, and if my own video is not keeping myself hooked, chances are it's not going to keep my viewers hooked either. So what I did was, as I went through my entire video, if at any point I got bored or nodded off, I would figure out and ask myself, what can I add or change or even take away to make myself stay hooked on the video? Whether that is to add a B-roll, add an overlay, add a voiceover, cut out some unnecessary rambling, whatever I needed to do to make sure I was able to watch my own video from beginning to end. And ever since I started doing that, I saw a massive jump up in my audience retention, which of course made YouTube push my videos out further and get more views. So those are my main tips on how to get better audience retention to get your videos pushed out further by the algorithm. So then the last thing I wanted to mention in this video are the 7 extra factors that are considered by the algorithm. So as I said in this video, the 2 most important factors to the algorithm are engagement and audience retention. But according to YouTube, not only are there 2 main factors the algorithm considers, but altogether there are 7 different factors the algorithm looks at when deciding what videos to push out or not push out. So after audience retention and engagement, another factor the YouTube algorithm looks at is your click-through rate, meaning when somebody sees your video on the recommended page or in subscription boxes or suggested feeds, what percentage of those impressions actually click to watch your video and what percentage actually ignores your video and moves on. If there is a considerable number of people who are seeing your video but not clicking onto it, that tells YouTube's algorithm there is actually a very low amount of interest in your video and maybe it's better off recommending a different video to that viewer. Whereas if a large majority of your subscribers are seeing your video in their sub boxes and a large majority of them click onto the video the second they see it, that indicates to YouTube a high level of interest in that video and tells them maybe it's worth pushing this out on the recommended page or ranking it in search or putting it in the suggested feed. Then another factor is velocity, basically how fast does your video snowball or not snowball. So for example, if you upload a video and your subscribers begin to watch your video, but once your subscribers have watched your video, nobody else is very interested in the video, the snowball kind of stops and dies down, as does your video. But if after your subscribers watch your video, YouTube recommends your video to a few more people and the video continuously snowballs and snowballs and snowballs, that tells the algorithm, oh, this video might actually be worth pushing out further on YouTube. Then your video continues to snowball and snowball and snowball until it eventually blows up. And if you look at the views on my videos that have blown up over the course of the last year, that is exactly what has happened. The views started all the way down at 0, then grew slowly and slowly and slowly, and then snowballed and snowballed and snowballed until it blew up. So that is another factor. Another consideration of the algorithm is how new the video is. So YouTube has said before that typically on average, YouTube's algorithm does actually favor newer videos versus videos that came out years and years and years ago, which is why on your recommended page you may get a video from 6 months ago or a year ago, but you don't very often get videos from 4 years ago or even 10 years ago, because the algorithm does tend to give more of a chance to newer videos than older videos, unless older videos get a considerable amount of new sudden attention and engagement. Then another one you've probably heard a bajillion times is how consistent that YouTuber is and how often they upload. So if you tend to upload, then go away for 6 months, upload, go away for 3 months, that shows signs of a very inactive, very inconsistent YouTuber. Whereas if you upload once a week or twice a week or once every 2 weeks, that tells the algorithm that you are a consistently uploading YouTuber and it's actually worth pushing out your videos because you're gonna have new content soon that your viewers can watch. And then the last one I hear not very many people talking about is session time. So session time basically means if somebody watches your video on YouTube, do they watch your video and then leave YouTube, or do they watch your video and then stay on YouTube even watch more content. If watching your video leads somebody to watching more content on YouTube, that is just one more check mark to the algorithm, whereas if they watch your video and then leave YouTube, that's maybe not the best thing. So those are the 7 extra factors the algorithm is looking at besides retention and engagement when boosting out videos. So that, you guys, in a nutshell, is how to figure out, manipulate, and beat the YouTube algorithm to have it work in your favor. So if in 2021 you were looking to grow your channel, get more views, get more subscribers, and do it maybe a little bit faster than you have in the past, this is exactly how you want to go about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it kind of helpful, kind of useful, kind of interesting. If you guys have any further questions, feel free to leave them down below. I respond to every one of my comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!